Hi, folks. This week you're reading Ray Bradbury's The Veldt. Ray Bradbury is a very celebrated and well known writer, American writer in the 20th century. He is by many considered to be the father of science fiction as we know it. And he's very famous for his novel Fahrenheit 451. He writes in the traditions of science fiction and dystopia, and you will see a lot of that in the story that you're reading this week. The Veldt deals with these anxieties of culture and relates to technology and fantasy versus reality. It relates to the sort of virtual world that many of us are very familiar with today. This story is really interesting because a lot of the concerns or a lot of the sort of themes in this story are very relevant to our modern lives. But it was written in the 50s. So these things, the internet didn't exist, smartphones didn't exist. The most technology they had was a TV with three channels if they were lucky. So these sort of fears that he's anticipating are eerily accurately predicted to what we have in our world today. And I think that's important to keep in mind when you're reading the story. Um, Not only does it deal with technology, but it also deals with this idea of escapism. And I think that's something to keep in mind as you are reading it. Oftentimes, people regard science fiction as sort of the more made up of the fiction realm, but in reality, science fiction is oftentimes a very apt and very applicable um, way to look at things going on in the world in a more fantastical way. And that's what this was doing in 1950. And now we have it to read here, in 2023 and can draw a lot of other conclusions about that story as well. You want to pay close attention to those elements because what we are looking for in this story is theme. What is the conclusion? What is the observation about life that this story is making? And in service of that, I want to give you a little bit of information about dystopia as well. Dystopia is drawn from the idea of a utopia. A utopia is a good place, it's a perfect place. And a dystopia literally means no place, but essentially it's a not good place. It looks at the idea of what people see as these um, future or things to aspire to within our own world, and they're often regarded as a cautionary tale against something going on in the world and where that thing could lead. And that's something to keep in mind as you're looking at the story. If a dystopia is a cautionary tale and science fiction is a way of um, taking what is real and making it a little bit more fantastic, you want to think about what is the cautionary tale and what is the flaw that Ray Bradbury is trying to expose in this story.